when somebody's eyes look into your own. Life begins when you get your gal all alone. From morning until twilight, I don't know I'm alive, but I know love begins at 8:45.
8:05 for us.
Stars are gonna twinkle and shine.
Hi, everybody who's joining. Come on in.
This evening, about 8:45.
Playing a nice little track to get us started. I'll turn it down a little bit. You can actually hear this entire track for free on YouTube. Go in there. What we're listening to right now, this is Richard Halpern, who is one of my mentors and just the most wonderful person. It's actually him with another one of my mentors, Dean Mora, and his orchestra playing live at the Orpheum Theater here in Los Angeles. And they're both just absolute masters of making things sound exactly the way that they did in the 20s and even the 30s. And I'm bringing this up because Richard has his own Facebook Live show that he's doing on Saturday nights. He took a little break, but he's back now. And so if you love music of the 1920s, I really, really hope you will tune in on Saturday nights and see Richard Halpern, Mr. Tin Pan Alley. And truly, I wouldn't be singing and wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Richard and his generosity and encouragement of me and so many people. So please go check out Richard Halpern. I'll put a link in. I hope you will go check out his show on Saturday nights. Well, I think we've got people in. See, it just wanted to give us more applause. All right, well. So our charity this week, I'll talk more about it later, but obviously it's the American Cancer Society. We've been featuring so many charities that are related to everything having to do with COVID, but I recently had some reminders among my family and my friends that there's other diseases out there and they don't stop. And so I wanted to throw some love towards the American Cancer Society and all of the good work that they have always done and have continued to do. But there is Richard Halpern I see right now. Hello, Richard. Oh, I'm so glad you could watch this show. So, Richard, if you get the chance, put in the comments where people can find your show. I'll put a link in there as well. All right. Well, so, shall we get on with the music? I think we should. Let me turn it up a little bit. Maybe it'll go. We always know it's always that question, is it going to start? Is it not going to start? Oh, the tension is building. Let's see what we've got. There we go. Good opening number. Gotta do some moves with it too. Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. Oh, I've lost my voice. I knew I was going to do that. I'm just going to dance until I know where I am. Come on, babe, we're going to brush the sky. I bet you're lucky Lindy never flew so high. 'Cause in the stratosphere I put you lend an ear to all that jazz. I'm gonna see my chiva shimmy shake and all that jazz. I'm gonna shimmy till my garters break. All that jazz. Show me where to park my girdle. My mother's blooded curdle if she'd hear her baby squeal for all that jazz. Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town and all that jazz? I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down and all that jazz. Start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that. But I love my life and all that jazz. You gotta do the, like, at the end, right? You gotta do the big thing. Okay, well, that was all that jazz from Chicago, appropriately set in the 1920s. And I'm all sparkly tonight. I have to pause. Pause? Did it pause? Pause. It did not. Pause. Hang on. Okay, there we go. So I'm all sparkly tonight, too, because tonight we are talking or singing all about one of my favorite musical theater composer lyricist teams, which is Kander and Ebb. John Kander and Fred Ebb. John Kander was the composer, and Fred Ebb, the lyricist. And so we're going to be singing a bunch of my favorites. Not all of my favorites, though, because as some of you know, when I did my first run-through of this particular show, it clocked in at about 2 hours. And I know some of you out there would be definitely down for that whole 2-hour show. But my voice would not be, because these boys wrote a whole bunch of big old belting musical theater songs. And in particular for Liza Minnelli, who was their friend and muse, and so we're going to be having a lot of Liza tonight. It's basically, you know, it is the Liza Minnelli Express choo-choo. Okay, except you got to do. Anyway, so, but, you know, I was looking at the list of the songs that I did pick, and I realized that there's kind of a little bit of a through line in a lot of Kander and Ebb's music. And the shows that they're attracted to, with the characters that they write about, and I think that they're appropriate for where we are, kind of with our COVID lockdowns and trying to find things to escape and make us happy, and give us some cheer. So, you know, I think we can try and find our escape in these little moments, especially together. It's really nice, and they have some nice advice for us. You know that I'm totally just stalling. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Put down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Time for a holiday. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow a horn. Start celebrating right this way. Your table's waiting. No use permitting some prophet doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. I used to have a girlfriend known as Elsie, with whom I shared 4 sordid rooms in Chelsea. She wasn't what you'd call a blushing flower. As a matter of fact, she rented by the hour. The day she died, the neighbors came to snicker. Well, that's what comes from too much pills and liquor. But when I saw her laid out like a queen, she was the happiest corpse I'd ever seen. I think of Elsie to this very day. I remember how she turned to me and say, "What good is sitting alone in your room? Come, hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. And as for me, I made my mind up back in Chelsea. When I go, I'm going like Elsie. Start by admitting from cradle to tomb, it isn't that long a stay. Life is a cabaret, old chum, only a cabaret, old chum, and I love a cabaret. Yes. Oh, I know, Andy, you love that I'm going like Elsie part. Every time I do this song, you sing along with it. And hello, Benjamin, my friend in Germany, who is a fan of the great Dietrich, appropriately for that show, Cabaret, set in Berlin in the Weimar era. What am I doing next? Okay, well, since we're on the subject of songs that make us happy, this is from musical Flora, the Red Menace. Sing me a happy song about robins in spring. Sing me a happy song with a happy ending. Some cheerful rondelay about catching the ring. Sing happy. Sing me a sonnet all about rolling in gold. Some peppy melody about rainbows blending. Nothing with phrases saying you're out in the cold. Sing happy. Tell me tomorrow's gonna be peaches and cream. Assure me clouds are lined with a silver lining. Say how you realize an impossible dream. Sing me a happy song. Sing me a ballad all about two eyes shining. It can't be loud enough for a moment too soon. Sing happy. No need reminding me how it all fell apart. I need no lyric singing of stormy weather. There's quite enough around me that's breaking my heart. Sing happy. Give me a hallelujah and get up and shout. Tell me the sun is shining around Just make it a happy, keep it a happy song. Well, yes, happy. That's what we're doing, right? We're forgetting all about our troubles and our woes, and these shows and Kander and Ebb are taking us along. I need some water before I do this next one. Oh, what do I know I'm always drinking water, but I especially need some tonight because it is nice and warm and I'm melting my brains out. And I feel really bad for my neighbors who are like right there on the other side of this wall. Whatever. I hope they enjoyed the show. Well, it is so nice to be here doing these shows with you on Tuesday nights over the internet, and I'm getting really comfortable with it, and it's all very nice, but I do miss doing my shows for real in theaters because I'm completely spoiled because I got to sing in very big theaters where I wasn't just here, I was everything, all of me, my feet, my arms, my everything, and a big orchestra on the stage, and collaborators like Richard Halpern, who is watching tonight, people who I could play off of and have fun with, and here I am now all by myself singing, just in the little box, and we make it work. But I do miss doing some of my show and my act, so I thought maybe I'll just do a little bit of it, well, I don't know. I mean, my sister and I had an act that couldn't flop. My sister and I were headed straight for the top. My sister and I earned $1,000 a week at least. Okay, fine. But my sister is now, unfortunately, deceased. Oh, I know it's sad, of course, but a fact is still a fact. And now all that remains is the remains of a perfect double act. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of it for you. Okay, so you gotta imagine this though on a big stage with two people, because that's what it was made for. First she'd, then I'd, then we'd. But I can't do it alone. Then she'd, then I'd, then we'd. But I can't do it alone. She'd say, "What's your sister like?" I'd say, "Men!" She'd say, "You're the cat's meow." Then we'd wow the crowd again. When she'd go, I'd go. We'd go. Then those ding-dong daddies started to roar, whistled, stomped, stamped on the floor, yelling, screaming, begging for more. And we'd say, "Okay, fellas, keep your socks up, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet." 5, 6, 7, 8. Ha! Ha! But I simply cannot do it alone. See what I mean, though? I mean, it misses something when you can't see everything. It was such a good act, though. Maybe I'll just do a little bit more for you. I mean, why not? Okay. First she'd. Oh, we're here! Then I'd. Oh, there's all neighbors. Then we'd. And And then those two Johnnies did it around to cheer the best attraction in town. They nearly tore the balcony down, and we'd say, okay, fellas, we're going home. But before we do, here's a few more parting shots. And this we did in perfect unison across the stage. You might think there's nothing to it, but I simply cannot do it alone. I need a break. I am not a triple threat, as you know, as you probably guessed watching me leap around like a weirdo. I am not a triple threat, but I told some of my dancer friends I was going to do that number, and they said, really? Yes, I did. Absolutely did. All right, get some water. And I think it is time for a ballad after all of that. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody loved me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to be. Well, all the odds are in my favor. Something's bound to begin. It's gotta happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win, 'cause everybody loves a winner, so nobody loved me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to be. Well, all the odds are in my favor. Something's bound to begin. It's gotta happen sometime. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. just turned my thing. Oop. So a little fact about that number. So people know that from the film version of Cabaret. It wasn't actually in the original musical. But it had been written about the same time as the musical. They wrote it for Liza Minnelli. It was on her very first album. And it's a different arrangement. I love it. One of these days I'm going to get, when we're back to having big bands, I'm going to have somebody arrange it for me because I love it that much. But when it came time for the film, they were talking with Bob Fosse, who directed the film, and they all decided that there really needed to be another number at a certain point that kind of slowed things down, a ballad where we kind of understood what was going on in the head of this character, Sally, who was this wild party girl that Liza was playing. And she actually said, you know, that song that you wrote, maybe this time from that album, that's kind of perfect. And I know it. And so let's just put that in and make it easy. So there we go. Liza Minnelli, brilliant woman. Well, I think we've had enough ballads, yes? So I told you guys, if you were looking at the, if you RSVP'd yes to the event page, then you would have seen that I posted something saying that Louisa, who I know is watching, had requested a sing-along, and I decided it would actually be fun. We will have a sing-along later, but I thought it would also be fun to do a ring-along. So I told people, if you have bells or bell-like objects, go get them. And so this is the opportunity. Go get them. I'll wait. No, I'm not going to wait. I am going to talk, though, a little bit while you go get them. So this song, my last show was songs all about travel and traveling the world and a whirlwind tour. And this song was something that I found the track for as I was going through doing that song, that show, putting together that show. And it's the reason that I decided, let's just do a whole Kander and Ebb show this time because it's a great song. But I just thought we'd save it for this week. So, everyone have your bells. Class, shall we begin? Yes, we should. I'm going to turn it up because I'm going to need... Gather around, I've got a story to tell about a Manhattan lady that I knew very well. Her name is Shirley DeVore. She lived at 5 Riverside, and she traveled round the world to meet the boy next door. Well, there was trouble inside apartment 29E, 'cause Shirley's mother and dad were as upset as could be. They said, we hate to complain, dear, and we don't like to grouse, but you're nearly 32, you should get out of the house. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. Get more chances. Well, Shirley was 31, which she was loath to admit, and she had never been loved, which didn't thrill her a bit. And so she thought and she thought for hours on end, and said, I'll go to Chase Manhattan, where I got me a friend. And so she borrowed a thou and called TWA, and told her mother and dad that she was up and away. I'm gonna travel the continent a month, maybe 2, and hold me home a huzz if it's the last thing I do. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells, you gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear them ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. She met a Londoner first, but they did not hit it off, 'cause every time she approached, he got a bronchial cough. And so she went to Madrid and met a handsome senor, but he liked to throw the ball and he was no matador. She also bombed out in Brussels, in Majorca and Rome, till someone said, try Dubrovnik, dear, before you go home, 'cause it's the kind of a town where you'll be likely to fall, and all the Tony Cook the century find the bulk in the ball. I don't know what that accent was. You gotta ring them bells, you gotta ring them bells. You gotta make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear 'em ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them bells. And so she went to Dubrovnik, and the very first day she met a guy on the beach who took her reason away. Yes, it was love at first sight, and quite a beautiful scene. She said, my name is Charles DeVore. He said, I'm Norm Saperstein. She said, are you from New York? He said, that can't be denied. I got a swell junior 3 at number 5 Riverside. As if that wasn't enough, poor Shirley thought she'd gone deaf when he told her his apartment there was 29F. Yes, she was E, he was F, and they had never once met until they traveled the world to Yugoslavia yet. He'd always been right next door, and she would never have known. If they hadn't tried Dubrovnik, they might still be alone. Well, there's a moral to learn from little Shirley DeVore, who had to borrow a thou to find the lover next door. People who live in apartments don't just stare at the walls. Open up your door and hurry out in the halls. Just wear a mask right now, please. And ring them bells. Come on, everybody, ring them bells. Make them sing and really ring them bells. It's such a happy thing to hear 'em ting-a-ling. You gotta ring them, swing them, ring them bells. Yay! That was fun. I am so sorry, neighbors. Oh, boy. What do I have next? I know what we're doing next. It's another song from Flora the Red Menace, which is a beautiful show. It's one of my favorites. It's got lovely, lovely songs in it. When it all comes true, just the way you've planned, it's funny, but the bells don't ring. It's a quiet thing. When you hold the world in your trembling hands, you'd think you'd hear a choir sing. It's a quiet thing. There are no exploding fireworks. Where's the roaring of the crowds? Maybe it's the strange new atmosphere way up here among the clouds. But I don't hear the drums, and I don't hear the bands. The sounds, I'm told, such moments bring that a lovely tune. Once again, the show is Floor the Red Menace. Everybody should go listen to it because it's a great, great score. Well, let's see. Before we go to our next song, get a little more water. And, cause, you know, if you have been watching these, you know that I do drink a lot of water during my shows because it gets very warm in this apartment. Thank you everybody who donated so far to our charity this week, the American Cancer Society. As you know, I don't take a dime for doing these shows, but I do try to help out as best I can in the world, spread some cheer to all of you, and, you know, hopefully if you're in a position to donate, please give a little something back into the universe, because that's how we're going to get through all of this COVID pandemic, whatever this year is together, is by helping each other out. So thank you so much to everybody who donated. And, you know, if you're not in a position to donate, though, that's fine. Just enjoy and go spread some love in whatever way you can. It's straight vodka. That's right, Richard. You know my secret. We've done too many shows together. You know my secrets. Yes. Well, let's see. So last year, it's not a secret that last year I injured myself, and so I had to go have some physical therapy. And it's hard to see on this screen, but one of the moves that my doctor gave me was something where I had to sort of stick my stand on one leg and sort of stick my leg out, and then sort of, you know, go like this, right? But me being me, I couldn't just do that. No, I had to, like, you know, make it a little something. And so this is kind of how it went. Give up the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle. Give them an act with lots of flash in it, and the reaction will be passionate. Give them the old hocus-pocus, bead and feather 'em. How can they see with sequins in their eyes? What if your hinges all are rusting? What if, in fact, you're just disgusting? Razzle-dazzle 'em, and they'll never catch wise. Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle 'em. Give 'em a show that's so splendiferous, row after row will grow vociferous. Give 'em the old flim-flam-flummox, fold and fracture 'em. How can they hear the truth above the roar? Throw 'em off bake and a finagle, they'll never know you're just a bagel. Razzle-dazzle 'em, and they'll beg you for more. Give 'em the old double whammy, daze and dizzy 'em. Back since the days of old Methuselah, everyone loves a big bamboozler. Give 'em the old three-ring circus, stun and stagger 'em. When you're in trouble, go into your dance. Though you are stiffer than a girder, they'll let you get away with murder. Razzle-dazzle 'em, and you've got a romance. Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle 'em. Show make you a star. Razzle dazzle. So that was from Chicago too, if you don't know. Oh, well, you know, a lot of people only know Kander Ebb from their big things from Chicago, from Cabaret. But they had some absolutely wonderful shows. I've mentioned Flora the Red Menace a couple of times. And a really cool show I am quite partial to, called The Rink. The Rink, I hear a lot of you saying, what? No, it was a show. It was Liza Minnelli, as per usual, and had to do with skating rink. Sure, why not? But this is one of my favorite Kander Ebb songs, and it came from that show. So it's my show now. I'm gonna do it. Ha ha ha. Hee hee hee. I was sitting on a sand dune in Santa Cruz, or Monterey. Well, anyway, I could feel the trickle on my cheek of ocean spray. A perfect day. Well, anyway, I remember that I turned to Sam and said, or was it Fred? Well, anyway, I should be up, and yet I'm down instead. Something's missing, Sam. Something's missing, Fred. Something's missing here. Where are my colored lights, beads and bleachers and colored lights, passing smiles round and round, thumping papa organ sound, noisy boys long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, gold and amber and green. I was sailing out of Long Beach on a catamaran, or a fishing scow. Well, anyhow, I was leaning, chewing cashews off the starboard bow, and that sunset, wow. Well, anyhow, I remember telling Joey, God, you're sweet. Or was it Pete? Well, anyway, I wonder why I feel so incomplete. Something's missing, Joe. Something's missing, Pete. Something's missing here. Where are my colored lights, beads and bleachers and colored lights, passing smiles round and round, thumping papa organ sound, noisy boys long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, gold and amber and green. And I tried to find the answer in the friends I made, or beds I'd share, well, anywhere, but with other people's music ringing in my ears, I couldn't sing, well, anything. And I thought if I could just be 12 again, or was it 10? Anyway, it seems to me I knew the secret then. It was simple 12. It was simple 10. It was simple then. Thumping papa organ sung, noisy boys, long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, red and orange and gold and amber and pink and yellow and green. Home years ago, what was I looking for? I don't know. I can't recall. Well, anyway, soon I'll have my days and nights of wonderful, glimmering, beautiful, shimmering, colored lights. Isn't that a great song? It's a long song. It's like an aria. It's like a musical theater aria with lots of belting. Ah, goodness me. Oh, well, let's see. All right. Let's do one. But this is one that I think we've done before, but I like it, so I'm going to do it again. And I really don't have very much to say about it other than it's a really good song. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, but the world goes round. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. Sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes round. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins. Then one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes round and round. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, but the world goes round. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes round. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes round. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses, somebody wins, then one day it's kicks, and it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins, and the world goes round and around and round and around and round. The world goes round and around and around and around. Yes, it does. It's a lesson for 2020, isn't it? It's just gonna go around. No matter how bad it gets, everything is gonna go on. All right, well, we are coming towards the end of our show. Can you believe it? I mean, my voice can't believe it. My voice can believe it, I should say, because that's a lot of belting tonight. But anyway, I did promise you earlier that we were going to be doing a sing-along. And you may have noticed that there is a very famous Kander Ebb song, very famous indeed, that I haven't yet gotten to. I need some more water before this one. So, it is gonna be our sing-along. We're gonna have a big old finish tonight. So, we're gonna sing along. And if you know the words, sing along with the whole thing. And if you only know one little part, just shout that little part like the drunks do in the bars when I sing it there. And one of these days I will be back in a bar singing this song, I'm sure. So here we go. It is, in fact, as Frank Sinatra called it, the national anthem. That's right. You know the song. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York, I want to wake up in the city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. My little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. If you don't know the words, just do a kick line. New York, New York, I wanna wake up in the city that never sleeps, to find I'm top of the list, cream of the crop, king of the hill, top of the heap. Little town blues are melting away. I'll make I will see you all in 2 weeks. Until then, stay well, stay healthy, be kind to everybody. We're all getting through this together, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks. Good night for now.